Hey there, welcome back to my channel. I am going to be reviewing 3 foundations today that I am really excited to talk about. One is, there's a hair on my face, sorry. One is brand new, two are new. One is one that I have been kind of eyeing for a long time and deciding whether or not I wanted to pick up, and I finally did. So I wanted to talk about my experience with all 3 because I really enjoyed all of these. They all have their, I always say with foundations, there's like some growing pains with them, trying to figure out kind of just how to work with them. So I think I've gotten into my groove with all of these, so let's get started. First, the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Foundation. Everybody's been talking about it. The reviews are literally just like split down the middle. Some people are like, yay! Some people are like, no. I am in the yay camp, though the first time I tried it, I was like, I don't know if I'm going to like this. Maybe I'll be on the no side. And I'll tell you why. So I have it in the shade number 2, Fair, Pale, or whatever. It's number 2. There is the number 1. I can wear that as well, but I have been enjoying the 2 a little bit just because I've been self-tanning, very lightly self-tanning. But it's getting to the warmer months, so I went for the number 2, and I've been liking it. The thing with this foundation is my skin needs to be very well exfoliated and properly hydrated because it does tend to pull a little bit on certain patches, like, dry patches or anything like that. So that was the only kind of growing pain that I had to go through. However, once I kind of moved through that, I used just like a regular kind of buffing brush, something fluffy like this. This is my e.l.f. one that I always talk about, which I love. But it's sold out right now. Ooh, hopefully they bring it. I'm sure they'll bring it back, but it's amazing. It's $6. I can't say enough good things about it. So I use something like that to kind of buff it in. I find that I have oily skin, normal to oily, and I find that it works really well on my oily skin. It keeps my skin quite matte throughout the day. Not a super flat matte, but more of like a natural matte. But I find that I can wear it all day and it doesn't, it doesn't increase any shine or anything. Some people were saying that it increased shine for them. I don't feel that it increased shine for me, so that was my experience. And like I said, I'm not quite sure how it would work for people with drier skin, though I have seen read some people that have dry skin and really enjoyed it. So your guess is as good as mine. I enjoy it. And that's my experience with it. Some people had a more experience with it, but that's mine, and I definitely would recommend it because I am enjoying using it. And I love that the shade range goes pale enough. So that was really exciting because the other 2 foundations, though I love the performance of each one of them, the color range aspect was really meh. So okay, moving on to this one that I love. I'm actually wearing it today in this video. It is the Dior Skin Forever Perfect Makeup Everlasting Wear Pore Refining Effect with Sunscreen. I mean, can you just shorten a little bit to just like pore refining everlasting makeup or something? I don't know. I am no judgment. But this stuff, I use the other Dior Forever. I'm guessing this is a reformulation of that. I don't know. Don't take that for, whatever. But I'm guessing because I used to have a Dior Forever foundation that I loved, and this is Dior Forever as well. So it's probably a new, maybe updated formulation. We'll go with that. And I was really excited because it's like a pore refining effect, and I have oily skin. So I have it in the shade 010. It's the palest shade that they make. It's really pinky. They tend to go more like pinky orangey than they do yellow. I prefer to be a little more yellow, but I deal with it. It's like a hair. I would like it if it was like a hair lighter, but it is still manageable and I still work with it. But the formulation, so beautiful. It is a very velvety finish. So really kind of, I was saying to my mom the other night when I put it on, I was like, it has a very makeup-y look, but not cakey. It looks kind of very airbrushed and creamy on the skin, but not like a glowy creamy, but just more of like a subtle, a velvety creamy look. It's not like a tinted moisturizer where you're just like, your skin's gonna show through, and clearly you can still see my skin through the foundation. but it definitely gives some significant coverage, and it just really, I don't know, I just felt like it perfected the skin flawlessly. I have been loving this, and it lasts all day long. I really got like a good 10 to 12 hours out of this. Even after that time, I had a little bit of oil breaking through, but not that much, and my skin still looked flawless by the end of day. So this has really been one that I've been reaching for over and over again. All right, the final one is one that I've kind of had my eye on for a long time, and I finally decided to pick it up. It's the Tom Ford Traceless Foundation Stick. So I'm sure you're familiar with it. It twists up here. I have it in the shade 1.5 Cream. I had to call one of the counters to ask if this is the palest that they make because it seemed a little too dark. I mean, I can still work with it, but I would have liked a little bit lighter, but he told me it doesn't go any lighter than this. So I hope it wasn't just one of those people being like, no, it doesn't go any lighter because maybe they're out of stock or whatever, but I'm hoping that he told me the truth. So he did say they reformulated or changed the names. It used to be Alabaster, I think, and now it's Cream. So I had heard great things about this because I heard it was really great for long wearing and oily skin. I don't know, maybe people were just saying that. But I tried it and I love it. Once again, a very makeup-y look to the skin though. It's not like that. It's not like a tinted moisturizer where it's like barely any coverage. This will give you pretty significant coverage. I like it that it's a little bit more yellow. So when I apply it, so here's the growing pain part with this. There wasn't a lot of growing pains with the Christian Dior. I just don't really like the color selection, but I deal with it. The growing pain with this is I first striped it on my skin like directly from the stick, and that was way too heavy. Like I wear makeup all the time. I wear a full face, so I'm comfortable with the feeling of makeup on my skin. This felt like pounds of makeup on my skin when I striped it directly from the tube, and I was like, by the end of the day, I was like, get this stuff off. So I had to find a new way. So I now use a brush, kind of a buffing brush on it, and then kind of put it onto the skin. However, when I put the buffing brush onto it, I really have to like rub the buffing brush into the stick to get any product onto it. So that's kind of a little annoying because it really gets in like to the bristles of my brush and I really have to clean it. But that being said, it's stunning on the skin. Yours could. Mine looked just absolutely beautiful. It looked like camera ready. And it's very like creamy on the skin. It has a little bit of a radiance glow just because of the texture is like kind of that creamy texture. I did use a setting powder throughout the T-zone, though on a cooler day or even in the winter months, I can imagine that I won't need one. I didn't have a lot of oil come through the day. My makeup stayed looking pretty solid for about 7 to 8 hours. And it's just beautiful. It makes your skin look like how you really want it to look every single day. So I find that the Dior Forever and the Traceless Tom Ford definitely give, it feels like it's shaking here. That's the only thing. It's like, it feels like it's loose. That's the only thing I don't like. Both are very medium coverage foundations, and it can probably be built up to full or sheared out to more sheer if you want. The Charlotte Tilbury, I found that it was like a medium coverage, though not as heavy as this. I definitely had to build this up a little bit more, which is fine though. I like to have a different range of foundations, and I liked that it wasn't as heavy as these because, like I said, it did pull on some dry patches if my skin was acting a little funny, but if it was properly moisturized and hydrated, sometimes I would spray a mist right on my skin before applying this, and then it would just go on beautifully. So I'm glad that it wasn't any heavier than that because it probably would, be a little more difficult, but really enjoying all three of these, and they all kind of serve different purposes. These are kind of the two closest, but this is a little more matte, where I felt this was a little more creamy. This I felt looked a little bit more like natural skin, and I loved the color. So those are my thoughts. 3 very popular foundations. 2 of them are very new, and I hope you enjoyed this. And if you have any questions, leave me a comment below, and I will talk to you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.